We have hardware on the set, everybody. We have hardware on the set, and it is in the lap of the champ who is here. He is the UFC middleweight champion who has taken over UFC, certainly in his weight class, since joining it less than 2 years ago. He is Israel Adesanya. Good to see you, sir.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me.
You got it. That's a beautiful belt you got there in your lap.
That's work.
That is
hardware,
work.
yeah.
What does that mean to you? Sit there in your lap
It
right
just
there.
looks good on, my skin tone, and it matches everything else. I'm just saying, I'm icy. This isn't really like
You are icy.
This is like the goal for most people, but for me, it's just like I say, another hardware. But beating all the baddest dudes in my era, in my weight class, and out of my weight class, that's the real challenge, and that's the real goal to me.
Well, I mean, has this been what you envisioned? The
100%.
first you said 100%.
Yep. I'm about maybe 10 months ahead of schedule, but I work well. I work fast.
Why'd you do this? Why'd you get into this?
I didn't want to. When I first started watching The Ultimate Fighter in 2005, the first season, I mean, you couldn't pay me to get into a cage with another crazy dude and beat him up or get beat up. I wanted Dana White's job, actually, so I can get to pick who gets to fight. And then
Have you told Dana that?
I did, and now I don't want his job. I see how he lives.
I love that.
No, not straight up. He works hard, and he's a stressful dude. I can understand because, having a company like this on your back, having to do what he does,
right.
No thanks.
But so walk me through. You were in New Zealand when you saw this for the first time, right? How old were you?
I was about maybe 2005, maybe 16.
So you're 16 years old, sitting in New Zealand, and you saw this, and it caught your eye, though? I mean, what?
Yeah, I started watching it beforehand, maybe around 14 through DVDs.
Okay.
But then when I first started watching The Ultimate Fighter, I felt I was already like into fighting, but I was never exactly the toughest guy in the room. And I picked this up just to learn how to defend myself because I used to get picked on a lot. So over time, I'm big and black. I don't play basketball. I'm from Nigeria. I don't play soccer. New Zealand, I don't play rugby. I just somehow learned, I'm pretty good at this. I'm pretty good at kicking ass. And yeah, here I am.
Well, it's interesting that you just said what you just said. I want to pick up on something. You got picked on? You got bullied?
100%. I had the same size head, but a skinny body, so I looked like a lollipop. So I used to get messed with a lot.
Yeah.
Easily. And I just had to learn how to defend myself, so I wasn't going to turn my back on people. I was good at running very fast at some points, but I had to, turn around and fight at some points.
Why? Because, I know you're having a little bit of fun with it, but it is, as you know, as I'm sure, it's a serious subject, and I'm wondering, and the fact that you've got that belt there right in front of you, and you're icy, to use your phrase right now.
I am always icy.
Do you feel like you're inspirational to kids? I mean, it's tough to say that, but I mean,
people take inspiration from my journey, kudos to them. And I told some kids when I spoke to them at school, I was like, look, because, especially in New Zealand, the suicide rates for the youth is the highest, I think, in the world, pound for pound. And I told those kids, like, just if I could go back to my younger self, I'd just say, keep going. This isn't forever, because a lot of kids think this is it forever. They're going to get picked on.
They don't have the perspective of the miles ahead of what you can make of yourself.
So I say, hey, don't peak in high school. Because trust me, you can peak later on. And I'm not even in my peak yet. I'm still working. It's just a new chapter. So I tell them, don't peak in high school.
Israel Adesanya here on the Rich Eisen Show. So then, let's get into your last fight against Robert Whittaker in front of, by the way, the largest attendance for a live UFC fight ever, 57,000 and change in Marvel Stadium in Australia. What did that mean for you, to you?
It didn't really feel like that until after the fight. For me, I never really soak all that in till I get the job done. Then I soak all that in, especially doing it in his home country, in his backyard.
Yes.
I took him out. So afterwards, I basked in the ambience, and it was pretty nice. Nice wave to ride.
Well, and you also, we just showed in the television audience, let's bring it to the radio audience too, the way you came out of the tunnel. Apparently, your dance that you did, everybody now wants to do something like that in the UFC. Are you aware that you've started something?
I don't think everyone can do something like that. It takes a lot of cojones, to be able to come out,
right?
With a walkout like that and then go do a knockout like that. So, for me, it's it showed you where my mind was at. A guy like Robert was probably stewing over the fight the whole time. For weeks ahead and days ahead, just going, and it's called paralysis over analysis. So for me, all I was worried about was, man, I'm gonna look clean, I'm gonna look cool as hell, when I'm doing this, and then when I pull this off, I'm gonna be the man. So that was where my mind was at, and I was relaxed. You can see it when we're in the cage. He was pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and still dangerous. Like, even a cat, if you corner a cat, it'll mess you up. But I was the hunter, he was the prey, and I was looking at him exactly that way.
And then you went into the cage and you took care of
business.
You sure
I handled
did.
business, man.
So what's next?
What's next? I have options. I like that. I like having options.
Let's roll through them. What are your
life
options?
Life is like my buffet. You know, I have a few guys on the list. My man right there, Tim Simpson with Paradigm. They've been working behind the scenes with the UFC, and we got some options. And I have a guy who's on a losing streak right now. He's the guy that's the boogeyman. No one calls him out of the division. And I said, let's go. I don't care if he's lost his last 3. 3 out of 4 fights. I just said, if you guys think he can beat me, let's get it. But the UFC, they say it's hard to sell that. They say he needs a win at least before he comes. Take a shot at the champ.
Okay, so who do you want to face next?
I wanted to face him, but right now we're working on some things, so I can't really.
Oh, come on! No.
I can't. Hey, can't break.
You're dressed up. You're dressed up. You got your icy. You got the belt right here.
Yeah, I want who the best man is. I want who the best man is. And I've said, I called that guy out. And even what's his name? Darren Till as well just had a good win. But it was all right. Split decision win over my last opponent or my previous opponent.
Right.
I think me and him eventually in future, we'll have a good throwdown.
What do you think of Till saying that before he walked out, he considered faking an injury to avoid fighting? What do you think of that?
I think that's very honest of him. And I can't say I relate. I understand the nerves that you get before fighting. We all still have them.
Right.
But it's about how you channel that. Are you going to let that burn your house down, or are you going to use that to smoke a dude? So I know how to breathe. I know how to focus and use that and channel it like a Hadoken at the right time.
So you've never thought
I'm gonna fake an injury here? Oh no.
Or just that I don't know if I'm up for
Maybe
this.
when I was younger, like when my second fight.
Right.
Oh no, my first fight actually, my first ever fight. When I was in the ring with the guy, he looked like a killer, and I was thinking in my head like, you don't fight, you're about to get knocked out. And I was thinking of I've seen guys do it as well. When they get kicked in the leg, they just fall and they don't get back up. And I'm like, yeah, you took a dive.
Why did you mention John Jones's name?
John, he mentioned my name first.
Okay. So your name was in his mouth before
anything else.
Before anything else.
He got to keep my name out of his mouth.
Why? Okay. Why do you think your name was in his mouth?
Because I'm the freshman. I'm the guy that he wishes he was. I'm the guy that's doing all these things that he did, but then he messed it up by doing what he did. All I'm saying is, I keep my nose clean, keep my head to the ground, and I stay working. And he's kind of tarnished his legacy in a lot of ways.
So would you, if the weight classes were
Weight
appropriate?
class isn't an issue. He says he's going to go to heavyweight. Trust me. I have a plan. Before I go into the UFC, I hit Dana up in 2015, and I took my time to get to the UFC. We had a whole schedule, and my man will not let me deviate from my schedule. So I said, wait till I defend my belt. A lot of people just win the belt, and they want to have a super fight straight away, jump up weight class. I'm like, no, respect the game. Do what got you to the dance and respect the game, or the game will humble you. So I'm going to respect the game. I've defended my belt once against Robert Whittaker. I'm going to defend it a few more times. Just 4 more times next year, I want to defend it. And the rate, they're smart. They see the rate I'm evolving. If you want to beat me, you got to beat me yesterday or day before yesterday, because every fight I'm getting better and better and better. So give me some time. Let me work. And I said, Raider Stadium, 2021, in Las Vegas. That's where he's going to get this work.
Okay, now, you just said a lot. Let me take this all
Write
in.
this down.
Okay,
Breathe.
Israel Adesanya here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, you said to breathe.
Woosah.
What do you say?
Woosah.
Okay, so woosah.
There you go.
I said I did that right. Okay,
Yeah,
very
100%.
good. So you came up with a plan in 2015. You wrote it. Did you write it down?
I slid into Dana White's DMs and I said,
What you did? What?
I slid into slide in the DMs.
No, I know that. So you did that.
Yeah.
Did he know who you were at this point in time?
He didn't see it till like last year when I actually pointed it out to him.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I just
Okay,
all I said to him was, get me one chance. Just get me to the octagon and I'll take care of the rest. Because I knew once they had a taste, like a bad habit, they're going to keep coming back for more.
So your plan was what? Walk me through what your plan was. You
My
said you're
plan
10
was
months
to-
ahead of schedule, so
Yeah,
I know
right now.
we're now in November of 2019. So you wanted to come in, dominate, win this belt at this weight class? Is that the weight
Yep.
class? Okay.
100%.
And then defend it, dominate it, and then
Move up in weight. Because every champion, I've done it in kickboxing, I've done it in boxing. I've moved up in weight and fought some world champions. And, can't say that for everyone else. But when you clean out your division, when you clean out all the killers in your division, you got to move up in weight. And like I said, my man, homeboy, he keeps fighting middleweights, you know, like reject middleweights.
Why won't you say homeboy's name?
I don't want to give him a little shine. It's my time.
Okay. I guess I'll accept that
shining
answer.
right now. I'm shining.
No, I know. You do have wonderful pieces of jewelry
Thank
on
you,
right
sir.
now.
You know, especially this one. This is nice.
That belt that's right there.
This ain't no Gucci belt. Free plug.
But Jones, you think, is mentioning you because he's...
Let's just state it clear. TMZ was the first one. TMZ, shout out to them. They're the pot stirrers as well. Yeah, they hit him, but they said, who do you want to fight? And he kind of dropped my name in his mouth. And then eventually they asked me, and I said, I already killed one goat. I got to hunt the next. And that's where it all started. Yeah, but like I said, I'm on schedule right now, 10 months ahead. But I feel like, you know, everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. And then you'll eventually set the stage for something like that.
Big, yes.
Heavyweight
Stadium. If he goes to heavyweight, like I said, weight isn't an issue. I fought at heavyweight. I fought at light heavyweight, cruiserweight in boxing. Yeah, anyone can get these hands and feet.
Why Raiders Stadium?
I was in the Palms in July, and then I was in my hotel room, and I was looking across and seeing it being built. And yeah, I just had an epiphany. I decided, you know what? That's where that spectacular fight is going to happen.
Just because you're sitting in that hotel?
I do what I do.
You look out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you could have looked. You could have seen all different types of sights in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, I saw a lot of different sights in Las Vegas.
So
allegedly.
Allegedly. So then you see the stadium, and you're like, I want to have my big fight in there. And it seems like everything you put your mind to, it's actually happened.
We're in the Matrix. I said, man, I'm player one. All these boys are just loading, man. I'm player one. I started the game at level 2.
Okay. I think I understood what you just said. Again, I'm a 50-year-old man. I mean, when it come down to that. And so the last style bender, that's based on what?
It's based off a TV show I watched, The Avatar. It's a Nickelodeon show.
Okay.
And Aang, the main character, he had to realize his destiny as the Avatar by mastering all the 4 elements, which is water, earth, fire, and air, to realize his destiny. And for me, in this realm, I have to realize my destiny as the Avatar by mastering all the elements of of martial arts. So a lot of stuff in that show as well kind of correlates with my life with different characters. So even I got tough right here, I inked her up on my skin and I have a lot of other tattoos that relate to that show. Okay. And even this one, Naruto, is another anime I watched that really inspired me. So
yeah, you're wearing that shirt right now.
I just picked it up this morning, threw up some, I dressed up nice.
Look, man. Again, you're so icy. I couldn't really tell everything else.
Skate on me if you want to. Don't do it. You slip and fall.
You got a lot of good lines, man.
I don't want you to break your hip, my man.
Huh?
I don't want you to break your hip.
No, I'm not going to break my hip. I'm
you're in shape. I see you.
I'm nimble
Flex
for a 50-year-old, Israel. I mean, I'm not going to get in the cage. I could not. I don't know if I could do that dance that you did.
Two-step. I'll show you a little two-step real quick. That's all you need.
Is that it?
Yeah, two-step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Yeah. We're going to keep you for a television only segment, and then you'll try and teach me all that stuff. Show you a little
two-step.
Yes,
right.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
I think, I limbered up. I did a workout yesterday.
You're right. How's the foot?
I have plantar fasciitis in my left foot. But that's just neither here nor there.
Sounds fancy.
No, if it was, or load management. I should say I've got load management going on, but that would mean that I'm not going to do it. What do you do when you're not fighting or preparing to fight? What do you do?
I like to chill. I hang out with my friends. I pretty much see this, when the cameras are on, I can be extroverted. But for me, when I'm in my house, in my nest, I'm very introverted.
Your nest?
That's why I call it my nest. My favorite spot in the world is this corner of my couch with my blanket, and I just chill there. And
your blanket?
Yeah.
Does your blanket have a nickname? Is it
No, it's just fluffy.
Okay, it's just fluffy?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a pet?
Yeah, I got 2 dogs and a cat, and she's fluffy too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you watching anything other than anime or what?
Netflix, right? I finished Money Heist. What else am I on right now? Big Mouth, season 3. I'm looking for 3 days. Rick and Morty, Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. It's coming through.
Okay.
Can't wait.
And now the Rich Eisen show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're now, because this to me is forever right now.
It should be.
Israel. I feel
Thank
it.
you. Boom.
There we go. I almost threw out my hip doing that. No, I didn't. Hey, now. In all honesty, though, I mean, I feel like we've connected in a way here.
Like this.
And then when you go on and you envision your success.
I'd be like, thanks to Rich Eisen. I really appreciate that.
That's correct. Just give me that shout out, and then we'll be there at Raider Stadium. Well, if this happens,
it will happen. Trust me, when it happens. When it happens,
we'll do it. Congrats on everything going on.
Thank you so much. Likewise as well.
It's been a blast to meet you.
It's been fun.
It has been fun.
There should be a studio audience.
Come to the Super Bowl. Come to the Super Bowl. We have a studio audience at the Super Bowl. Yeah.
All right.
If you're free.
If I'm around, I'll have my people call your people.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's in Miami. It's in Miami in February.
Miami 305.
Come on by.
All right.
At Stylebender on Twitter and Instagram. You've got 1.6 million followers on Instagram.
1.7 now.
I'm sorry.
According to Tim.
Oh, my gosh. Did it go up? That's called the Rich Eisen Show bump. That's what that's called, my man. At Stylebender on Twitter and Instagram. Israel Adesanya. A lot of fun.
Cool, my man.
Good to see you right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Still to come, Devin Bush of the Pittsburgh Steelers. When we come back for the television audience, you're really going to teach me a couple of moves here.
A little something.
Or break off something proper. Did
not
that
the
sound
hip,
anything?
not the hip.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.